Okay, so I just want to start off this video by saying a couple things. The first thing I want to say is that I've been playing this game a long time. I love this game. You know, I've been playing this game since it came out on Steam, back when it first hit open beta, like a couple days after it came out on Steam, a very long time. I played up to OB64 and then took a break because the update was disgusting and I honestly didn't even want to play it. And then I came back when OB64 got removed, and then I took a hiatus like sometime after 1.0, and I finally came back to the game recently. And I've been enjoying the game recently. There are actually a lot of changes that I've asked for that have been put in the game, like being able to buy multiple of each colored item in the item shop, which is actually really nice. That's a really nice change. And just general changes to the game that make it more fun and enjoyable. But something I haven't been able to enjoy recently is the community. I've been finding they're very toxic, because if you say something is bad and it's meta, a lot of them haven't actually tested it for themselves, so they just call you a fucking idiot. And I'm not going to put any examples because I'm not going to. I'm not going to call out anybody in this video, but yeah, so that's about it for that bit. And the next part I want to say real quick is I did not write down a script or anything for this video, so I'm not reading a script, so bear in mind if I repeat myself a little bit or I maybe forget something. I shouldn't, though. I record these a couple times over and over, but yeah, so if I repeat myself, then that's why. I don't do scripts. I've tried to do scripts in the past, and it makes me sound too robotic, and I just can't do that. It just sounds too wrong. So anyways, I hope you enjoy the video. Thank you for watching. I spent a lot of time on this video, a lot of time testing, and a lot of time editing, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope it's educational, and it wakes people back up to testing things again, because I think that's very important in this game. This game is very complicated, and I just want everybody to play at their maximum potential. Like I said, this isn't a call out to anybody, because I've been playing this game for so long. I know this game isn't perfect, and high res tends to fuck things up. So anyways, I'm gonna get on with the video. Thank you, and yeah. So to start off with the meat of this video, I'm starting off with Burst Mode Victor and why it actually sucks. And I've been really wanting to get to this one because I'm so tired of people telling me it's good when it sucks. It doesn't work as advertised. It doesn't fire every 0.4 seconds. It fires every 0.5 seconds. So in this video editor, the frame count starts at 0. So that means when you get the total frame count at the end of the clip, you add 1. So if it says 29 frames, it's really 30 frames because it starts at 0. It starts counting at 0. And it takes 6 frames to fire a burst, an entire burst, which is 0.1 seconds. And then it takes 24 frames after that before you can fire another burst. So that's 30 frames, and 30 frames in a 60 FPS recording is obviously half of 60, so that's a half a second. The talent doesn't work as advertised. That's why it sucks. And just to iron down my point, here's some examples. This first clip is at 120 units, which is where Victor's fall off starts. Victor's fall off starting and end point does not change with burst mode, despite what it says in the description, once again, because the extra fall-off damage reduction that you receive is not actually because the points of where it starts and ends changes, but because you just do more damage per bullet, so it seems like less. And please, when you watch these clips, I implore you to actually watch the clips, because the time on the left is not as relevant as it may seem. 0.1 seconds sounds like a lot when you have a time span that is that short. But when you actually watch the clip, 0.1 seconds is such a tiny fraction of time that you can pretty much not even notice it. As you can see in this 130 unit clip, the times are basically the same. In this 140 unit clip, the time difference is a little bit bigger than the 120 at 0.15 seconds, but it's nothing you would lose a game over. In this 150 unit clip, you can obviously see the times are exactly the same. In this 160 unit clip, this is one of the few times where burst mode's better fall off actually works as advertised, because the time to kill is actually almost 0.3 seconds faster for burst mode. And this is the biggest lead it gets out of all of the tests, and it's honestly kind of surprising. And right after burst mode gets a massive lead of 0.3 seconds, it loses it again by getting the exact same time at 170 units. And at 180 units, we're back to a 0.17 second lead. And again, just like 0.15 seconds, this is nothing you would lose a game over, and it's really not that much different. And at 190 units, we're back to it being almost a 0.3 second lead. But as you'll see right after this clip, it's just like 160, where you're basically, once you leave that one little magical zone, you really lose all of that benefit. And like I just said, at 200 units, you pretty much are back to square one, where it's basically no difference at all. And at 210 units, where Victor's fall off ends, it's basically back to a 0.15 second lead, which is, again, not significant whatsoever. As you can see in the clip, the gun for the regular Victor changes because I actually went back in and I re-recorded, and it actually ended up being the same as the original clip I took, so yeah. Now, this isn't the end of the tests. I have a couple more coming up to really iron in the point that burst mode isn't great, and to try to eliminate as many arguments as possible. Again, I'm not trying to make people who like burst mode to feel bad. I mean, if you want to play that way, if you like the burst mode gun, that's fine. You know, I'm just saying, you know, to those people who use it because, you know, it supposedly does more damage and it kills people way faster, then yeah, this is to prove them wrong. It's not to shit on people that actually like his burst gun. You know, I think burst guns in games can be cool as long as they're not a detriment. And honestly, with the existence of Victor's obviously better talents, I feel like it really is sort of at least somewhat of a detriment, at least in ranked. And with that said, you know, I think people should be free to use it in casual. This next test is what I call the limited window test, where obviously we have a very short period of time to actually shoot things that go by. This test could be used for a couple of things, but I just wanted to see the argument about, you know, being able to do more damage to people that just peek in and out of cover, so, yeah. It actually took me quite a long time to get these clips. I recorded this, you know, quite a lot of times. I ended up going with a Compensator 5 build to make sure I didn't randomly shoot him in the head, and he's honestly pretty easy to shoot in the head this far away, considering he's so small. So, but in the end, it's basically the exact same time, and there really is no significant difference. And I genuinely expected burst mode to win this one, but it did not. You know, at least by, like, any significant factor. So in this test, I would consider it the least scientific, but I included it because it's already edited. So, burst mode wins by a lot in the first test because ammo efficiency against the tank, it's much better. But in the second test, when you add XL Mag 3, it's only a difference of like 0.3 seconds once more, because the ammo efficiency really doesn't matter, and the only reason why burst mode wins in this case is because it deals that damage a little bit faster. And picking Victor solely for the purpose of having this burst damage is a complete waste of time, because there's just so many other characters that can do burst damage much better than him, and they have kits that work better with doing burst damage. And I can even list 8 characters off the top of my head that have their entire kit built around doing burst damage and can just do it so much better because their abilities either combo or just, you know, they supplement their ability to do burst damage, such as, like, you know, Drogo's, Amani, Shaolin, Moji, Dredge, Tiberius, Cassie, and Bomb King. So I wanted to test Victor against a bunch of burst damage champions. I wanted to see how he stacked up, so I obviously put him in the exact same scenario. and tested both of his guns just to get a fair comparison against all these other champions, and his burst mode gun only gives him a 5-frame lead over his regular gun, which is less than 0.1 seconds. It's literally basically nothing. But what I was really impressed to find out was that Victor can kill anywhere from 0.1 seconds to about a second or so faster than these other characters, so I'm actually really surprised at how much potential he has, and I honestly did not know he could do that. But you also have to realize that he does not have the utility, the escape, the mobility that these other champions have, so I think it's a good trade-off. But yeah, obviously not an everyday Victor would be able to do this because, I mean, hitting every single shot as Victor is not really realistic, but, you know, if you had a really godly Victor on your team, he would be an absolute fucking monster. So the next one I'm going to talk about real quick is Furia. I have no idea at all how anyone can think Cherish is her best talent. It's literally her worst talent. It doesn't make any sense why anybody likes it. It literally only gives you an extra 210 healing total, and she doesn't even need the extra range on her heal. Her heal already has a really good range on it, and I just have no idea in a million years how so many people can think Solar Blessing is bad, considering it literally outpaces all of her other talents, and it totally outpaces her ability to heal regularly. It's just so fucking broken that I don't know how people don't realize how fucking broken it is. And because I need to practice quite a bit in order to be good with Furia, I'm just gonna put some clips from a really nutty Furia ahead in my game, because he totally fucking kicked ass.
Watch your head. Come on, try that. An enemy has drawn first blood.
You're welcome to my vanguard. Let's fight! We needed that. Incinerate them. That'll teach you. Half the That's what I'm talking about. Purify. Thanks. You're welcome in my vanguard. You're welcome in my vanguard, and keep your head down. You're welcome in my vanguard, and capture the objective. God, Paul, I needed that. And you're welcome in my vanguard, and they're behind us. All attack. Give them hell. Come on, let's fight. Nice. Incinerate them. My vanguard, and
So Barrack is one of those champions where he doesn't really have a good talent, but he doesn't really have a bad one either, because they're really situational talents. I wouldn't pick Architectonics all the time. Everybody says, you know, it's his only good talent when it's literally his most situational talent, because I've played all different kinds of Barrack, and to be honest, Architectonics doesn't really give him all that much. I mean, yeah, if you really, really rely on your turrets entirely to keep you alive, then yeah, it's good, but I mean, I play a bowling ball Barrack, which is pretty old school, and that's basically just kind of the best way to play him, because you don't have to rely on your turrets. Yeah, I have a turret healing card in there, but, like, I don't really have a problem with my turrets ever being destroyed, which is, like, pretty much the entire reason why you would pick Architectonics, because it has a shorter cooldown. And, I mean, if I can just place my turret off in the back corner and then just get healed every once in a while when it shoots somebody, then that's much better than placing it on the point. I get healed for 2 seconds from it, and then it gets destroyed. And, that's just my 2 cents on it. I don't think Architectonics is terrible, but I think it, like, if you entirely rely on your turrets to keep you alive, I think that's not a very good strategy. You should at least have Bowling Ball or something, you know. You can't just rely on your little shitty turrets that only gain 24 damage a hit from Architectonics. I mean, there's so many other ways to play Barrack that just work so much better. You know, on big maps you want to use Tinkering. It literally more than doubles your range. It changes your full damage range from like 55 to like 125. It's just a massive difference. And everybody screams that it's a massive nerf to his gun, but headshots are kind of random with Barrack, and his gun does shit all damage at any decent range, so I mean, losing 20 damage and the ability to headshot, it really isn't that big of a deal if you get to shoot people twice as far away for basically full damage. And his shield talent's really good. There's not really any reason to say that it's bad. I just never really see anybody using it. I mean, no, it doesn't like increase your damage output, but like neither do his other two talents. I mean, Tinkering does at range, but if you're saying Architectonics increases his damage output, if you really think 24 damage, like an extra 24 damage per turret is really that great, then I mean that's pretty pathetic. I mean, when you get to basically double your shield health and get a 3-second cooldown reduction on it, I mean, you're basically a fucking shield wall. You know, I've played, like I said, I've played all different kinds of Barrack, and I find, you know, his least effective one to be Architectonics, because it just, like, it forces him to sit with his turrets, because you have to rely on your turrets entirely. You know, he works better when he's able to move around, which is why I play Bowling Ball Barrack with Tinkering, because I get to play at whatever range I want and still be effective, and I could just, you know, fucking slap turrets around whenever I want. Where, you know, Architectonics, you're basically stuck on the point, and, you know, even the shield talent doesn't have that problem. You know, you can do whatever you want. It's a shield. You can play around your shield. Playing around your shield's one of the most effective things tanks can do. That's why half shell's good. You know, you can dodge in and out of your shield. You know, half shell used to be even better, but they nerfed his card. But, you know, that's just my 2 cents on Barrack. I don't think he has really a bad talent, but I feel like people not realizing that he has so much more to offer to him and his team. If you just look at his cards and figure out, you know, you can do more than just Architectonics. You know, I think it's, you know, that really is just something I want to get across in this video. People need to start testing things again and realizing there's more than one fucking way to play every character. One word. Why? You know, if you actually sat through this whole video, thank you. I would like to keep making videos in the future, and also maybe some like tips and tricks videos. I'm sorry if my voice seemed to change at different times in this video. Like I said, I spent a lot of time on this video. I pretty much took like an entire week to make it, and I think this is like the last day of my Premiere Pro trial, so yeah. But, you know, I would love to make more videos. You know, I would love to make tips and, you know, like loadouts and stuff like that, and also just play other games. But, you know, if this video doesn't, you know, get enough views or likes or anything, I'm just probably not gonna even bother, because it's not worth $21 a month to make videos that nobody's gonna watch. So I mean, if you like this video, you know, please like and subscribe. You know, it is actually useful to know that somebody actually appreciates that I make content that is actually useful. So anyways, thanks for watching. I hope to see you again, and thanks.